Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that takes the lead in today's edition for Thursday, 21st November 2024, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Bahamas' government reacts to U.S. gun report, which provides details they already know. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so glad to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family, yes we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Welcome back. Office of the Prime Minister's Communications Director in the Bahamas, Latre Raming, comments on new U.S. gun report. The rest of the Caribbean need to take note. Colville Pyfrom of ZNS News in the Bahamas has more.
The recently released data from the U.S. Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives show that 85% of recovered guns in the Bahamas from 2018 to 2022 were traced to a U.S. retail buyer, making this the country with the highest percentage of recovered firearms linked to the U.S. in the region. Further, the report cites that 45% of these traffic guns could be sourced back to an initial retail in the U.S., with most sales originating in Florida, Texas, and Georgia. Today, Communications Director in the Office of the Prime Minister, Latre Raming, insisted the Davis administration wasn't caught off guard by the report.
Are we surprised that number? No. I think that there's a strong correlation between the flow of illegal weapons in the Bahamas and violent crimes on our streets. Are we making progress on the issue? Yes, we are.
The report notes these guns are coming into the country concealed in large items such as automobiles and televisions, or they are being deconstructed into smaller parts, hidden in items like cereal boxes and bags of rice, then reassembled here in the country. While this concerns him, Raming believes the administration's efforts in curbing the situation are working, and he maintains that the government works closely with its American counterparts, a partnership that is yielding positive returns, he says.
The intelligence and the partnership and the advocacy from the Prime Minister at the highest levels of Vice President Harris, you're seeing this level of commitment by the United States and the Bahamas to make sure that the sharing of intelligence help us to prevent the smuggling.
The data reveal that over a 5-year period, that's between 2018 to 2023, 3,000 firearms were illegally exported to the Bahamas. Working with the U.S. has not stopped the Bahamas from joining a class action lawsuit against U.S. gun manufacturers filed by Mexico.
Obviously, it is a very contentious issue in the United States. But the position of the Prime Minister has always maintained that whilst Americans have the rights to bear arms, they don't have the right to traffic those arms to the Bahamas.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Colville Pyfrom.
St. Lucia's Citizenship by Investment Minister has taken decisive action, revoking the citizenship of an individual amid serious charges in Singapore, sparking questions about the program's oversight.
St. Lucia's Citizenship by Investment Minister has revoked the citizenship of Junji Su, a man facing a web of money laundering charges and accusations of concealing millions in criminal proceeds. Investment Minister Ernest Hilaire signed the revocation order, citing concerns that Su's actions, quote, may bring St. Lucia into disrepute, end quote. The order was published Friday in an extraordinary government gazette. The decision was made under Sections 38 and 39 of the Citizenship by Investment Act.
The revocation of one of the citizens, as it is, once we receive notification that somebody has acted in any manner that's injurious to the reputation of St. Lucia, the law gives us the right to revoke that person's citizenship.
International reports reveal that over $170 million in assets tied to Junji Su and his wife have been seized, exposing a staggering fortune. Among the haul, millions in cash, luxury vehicles, and prime real estate spanning Cambodia, Cyprus, Macau, and London's Oxford Street, plus partial ownership of a yacht aptly named Family.
That he was charged for being involved in a money laundering ring. So for us, once we received a formal notification of the fact that he had been charged and sentenced, and that there was no appeal in process, we decided to act.
Investment Minister Dr. Ernest Hilaire faced intense scrutiny over the procedural details surrounding the revocation of citizenship as questions mount about the transparency and governance of the Citizenship by Investment program.
He was granted citizenship in 2018, so it was previous to this administration, but of course he was a citizen of St. Lucia. He would have gone through the process. I still have to establish the due diligence firm that processed him. But yes, he did go through the process. And we don't refund because the law says anybody who acts in a manner, and it states the conditions, we have a right to revoke. And there is no refund that's given to the individual.
The accused, Junji Su, also faces charges of evading arrest after refusing to open his door during a police raid on August 15th at a luxury bungalow in Ewart Park. The 41-year-old was sentenced to 14 months imprisonment.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
LIAT 2020 is adding 2 new territories to its route network as it continues to expand its regional footprint. ABS's Ursel Charles Jr. reports.
Passengers looking to traverse the region for business or leisure now have 2 more options. LIAT 2020's head of commercial, Elena Dyer, confirms the airline now has dates for inaugural flights to 2 new destinations.
So we are launching our inaugural flight to Guyana tomorrow, November 19th. We still have a few flights, so you could still jump on flyliat20.com and get on board. And we're also going to be launching Tortola on November 29th.
Dyer calls the expansion of routes connecting the north of the region with its south significant.
Being so young and being such a startup airline, we do face different hurdles. We have been empowered by leadership. We have been empowered by the government. We have been empowered by our great team. And this is an amazing opportunity because we see the connection between north and south. It's more than just moving bodies. It's more than just moving people.
Meanwhile, manager of the CEO's office, Georgianne Richards, is confident the expansion speaks to positive positioning in the minds of consumers.
So when you talk about LIAT 20, we want you to associate our name as the airline in the region, the one that our customers choose over and over. And also we want to remind you that also our mission is to foster that kind of connectivity within the region.
She is asking potential passengers to test the services to find out how very different this new airline is proving to be.
And I know in the minds of our customers at present, they may have a certain colored memory of LIAT, but this is LIAT 20, and we're asking you to give us that opportunity to present to you something new, to present an airline that is fresh, an airline that is working tirelessly to meet the requirements of our customers and of the region, and even to go above and beyond that.
These 2 additional ports bring to 10 the number of destinations, with plans to include the Dominican Republic and Jamaica later this year. For ABS News, I'm Ursula Charles Jr.
In the meantime, Spirit Airline files for bankruptcy protection, as reported by Anthony Lugg of TVJ News.
Spirit Airlines today filed for bankruptcy protection as mounting losses, unaffordable debt, increased competition for bargain-seeking passengers, and the inability to merge with other airlines left it little choice. The airline said it will continue to operate as it restructures its debt. In a statement, Spirit Airlines said guests can continue to book and fly without interruption and can use all tickets, credits, and loyalty points as normal.
An assistant commissioner of police already embroiled in legal troubles has been hit with an additional 210 charges related to financial crimes on Monday. This staggering number of new allegations adds to the complexity and severity of the case against a high-ranking police officer. HGP's Tiana Cole provides more details on the charges and the potential repercussions for the officer's career and the police force's integrity.
Assistant Commissioner of Police and Attorney at Law Calvin Brutus on Monday made a second court appearance before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty at the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where he was slapped with an additional 201 charges in relation to the offensive liability of officer. Brutus was not required to plead to the indictable charges after they were read to him and was granted bail in the sum of $10 million, with the instructions that he make his next court appearance on January 17, 2025. However, in relation to the torture charges that were read to him last month, he was instructed to make his next court appearance on December 18, 2024. On October 24 last, Brutus, along with his pregnant wife, Adonica Alder, a police sergeant and a businessman, were brought before the Georgetown Magistrates Court, where they faced numerous charges related to serious financial crimes and other offenses. The quartet was arraigned before Acting Chief Magistrate Faith McGusty on charges stemming from an investigation by the Special Organized Crime Unit, SOCU, of the Ghana Police Force. In court, Brutus, 44, an attorney at law with 25 years of service in the police force, faced torture charges, including money laundering, obtaining money by false pretense, misconduct in public office, liability of officials, and larceny. Brutus, along with his former driver, Police Sergeant Kevin George, and businessman Asif Zafarali, 34, from Garden of Eden, East Bank, Demerara, is accused of obtaining money by false pretense. It is alleged that on June 29 and July 9, 2024, with intent to defraud, they conspired along with each other to uplift $93.6 million from the Ghana Police Consumers Cooperative Society Limited, GPCCSL, for goods that were never delivered to the Co-op Society. Meanwhile, Brutus' wife, 25-year-old Adonica Alder, was charged separately with 2 counts of money laundering involving $352 million held in her company's account at Republic Bank. Brutus was also read 4 counts of misconduct in public office and other charges. Conditions of the bail is that he report to the police regularly. Brutus has been represented by several attorneys, including Earl Daniels, U.C. Anderson, Uburn Alicock, Renee Marcus, Cassidy Nurse, and Dominic Bess. Following an investigation by SOCU, it was revealed that the case involved over $800 million. Of this amount, $300 million is associated with properties and other assets belonging to Brutus and his wife. The remaining $500 million has been frozen in several bank accounts belonging to Brutus, his wife, their businesses, and their 4-year-old son. Charges were recommended for the accused persons by the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP 93 News.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean. In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils, big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.